It was a beautiful late summer evening. The air had already cooled, and everyone could feel that summer was drawing to a close. You were seated with your girlfriend in an English garden, relishing the last rays of sunshine that September had to offer. Even though your mind was elsewhere that day, it felt good to spend time with her. The wine bottle was nearing empty, and time was slipping away. A warm breeze caused you to briefly scan the meadow with your gaze. Despite the pleasant weather, it wasn't as crowded as usual. Your hand brushed against the soft green grass, and a sudden touch interrupted the daydream that was forming. A volleyball? Instinctively, you picked up the ball and waited for someone to claim it. Shortly after, a young man's voice called out to you, asking if you wanted to keep the ball or join the game. Your girlfriend, looking somewhat embarrassed, glanced at you with her head tilted to the side, waiting with wide eyes for your response. You didn't have to think long, and you quickly took the initiative. With all your strength, you threw the ball back to the sender, who was noticeably impressed. You didn't want to play, but you relished challenges and that brief moment between two moments, when no one knows what happens next. Still impressed by your throwing technique, the young man approached you. Dark, curly hair, broad shoulders, the glasses seemed out of place and didn't quite fit the rest. And then he stood before you. You briefly locked eyes, as if you had known each other for years. He disrupted the moment when he started talking and attempted to invite you to join his team. Your girlfriend, visibly bored, hinted that you wanted to leave soon and raised the empty white wine bottle in the air. "Well, if that's the case, we'd be happy to buy you the next one," he blurted out. He extended his hand to you and introduced himself. "I'm Thomas." His confident smile puzzled you, but in a way that you usually found pleasant. You shook his hand after a brief hesitation and smiled back, saying, "Nice to meet you." Silence. "And what's your name?" he asked, visibly unsure. You searched for it. For a brief moment, you had put his confidence on pause. You turned away from him, started to pack your things. Your girlfriend, who understood the situation much faster than Thomas, did the same. He was left standing there, holding the ball in one hand while the other was still half outstretched. 1 yard, 2 yards, 3 yards. As the gust of wind turned your head, you turned around, this time of your own accord, with the biggest grin in the world as you walked away, saying, "Anna,